beating Terps too often this season. Here's a little flea flicker. They've had great success this season. They strike again. This time on Tony Foster. Touchdown from 52. Well, Brock, if you're the other team, you got to be saying they can't possibly run another one of these, but they do, and it results in another touchdown.
Well, it's the influence of number 9, first and foremost. You see that whole front 7 attack, and then on the outside, I mean, you just can't beat a corner any more cleanly than that. That is beautiful, well done, right off the jump. And when you got somebody that open, you cannot overthrow it. That's a perfect ball from Peyton Thorne.
It makes it 2nd and 7, facing pressure. Thorne floating, wants Reed, perfectly thrown. Touchdown, Michigan State. Thorne to Reed again, this time from 29.
Well, it was on the other side that these two connected on a 4th and 4, but this is an inside fade, and this is a man beater. And you knew that this was going to be in the game plan. These two that have thrown that route.
3. Empty set. Spartans bringing heat again. Tagovailoa around the left end. He's down the sideline, and there he goes. Tagovailoa inside the 10, and it's 1st and goal. Longest run of the season, 46 yards for Taulia.
Wow, this is a great job. This is designed QB just sprint the whole way, QB run. And you see the big left tackle, Duncan, gets out in front of him. They told us there's going to be more design 3rd in the 1st quarter, and that one the most explosive.
Penny Boone downhill and in, back in his home state and in the end zone. The Detroit native Penny Boone gets Maryland on the board with a very important drive to finish off this 1st quarter.
That was an excellent job at the line of scrimmage on both that 3rd down run, and once again, look at the big fellas get in front of Boone right there. And you get 240 rolling downhill.
13th play of this drive for the Spartans. Fake this time, into the flats, Hayward's open, that's a touchdown. With the attention on the Heisman candidate Walker, they get it to Hayward.
Yeah, teams love this concept, a little sneak route, they call it, sneaking underneath the line of scrimmage. One of those 2 linebackers in man coverage has to cover him, they do not. And there's the late contact near the head. Looking at it, just one-on-one covers. There is no safety. Take a shot.
And he does. It's Reed. Makes the adjustment and the catch. What hands from JAYDEN Reed for 22 yards.
Wow. You think these two have done this a few times? Buddies since 7th grade when he bumped into him. Realized like they were going to go to the same high school.
Second at quarterback with Walker behind him. They try Walker again. This time there's a hold, and there's the 16th rushing touchdown of the year for Kenneth Walker.
Well, it's pretty simple, Joe, when you're watching the sky cam right here. If you get that movement right at the point of attack, you're going to get yards, whether that's Jordan Simmons. And in that time, Kenneth Walker for the 27 minutes of this half have been so aggressive defensively.
Holding them to just 99 passing yards. Down the middle of the field, perfectly done. It's OKONKWO and a touchdown for the Terps. 32 yards. OKONKWO gets his first catch of the game, and it goes for 6.
Well, you could not play and have a better play versus this 3 deep coverage. You see the safety come down, Henderson. It is 3 deep, it is 4 underneath, and that is the deep over.
Back to the air, off play action, steps into one and gets picked off by Harvey. He atones immediately. All the way back to the 35.
Boy, that is just something you do not see very often from Taulia. I mean, he is totally blind. I don't know what he's looking at here, because very clearly Harvey is in this throwing angle. And if it's not Harvey, it's going to be Gross, the free safety, right behind him. I don't know if he was anticipating a post route, a receiver coming into that zone, but he threw to a spot, and that spot had a 4 and a 5. right, it'd be a good thing.
Headed first and goal at 3. Now 3rd and goal. Walker part of the pattern again. He slips it through for Reed, who's got his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Peyton Thorne has his 4th.
You know, Reed is one of these guys that you look at the paper and you see 6 foot 185, and you're not supposed to be able to do this. Right, it's usually the big-bodied receivers, the guys that run the slants down here that use their frame, use their body. But Reed is strong. In state shows you some of his physical tools.
Michael actually getting the kids to stay home. Here's a screen. Dumped off for OKONKWO. The tight end steps out of a tackle. Down the sideline, a hurdle, and a touchdown. 2nd of the game for OKONKWO. He had one on a seam. Here he catches and runs for 32 yards.
You could not have called a better play for Dan Enos against that pressure. Expecting some pressure here. The extra linebacker comes. OKONKWO is able to block and then sneaks out. He's got the big fella in front of him helping. That's Delmar Glaze, the right tackle, and OKONKWO once again showing you why the Senior Bowl has had him on the watch list downhill.
2nd down and long. Thorne into one-on-one. Has Reed. There goes JAYDEN Reed. Spinning his way to the 45. Put those things at Michigan State. He's got 3 straight carries here. This one is in the end zone. Touchdown, Kenneth Walker and Michigan State.
Well, I thought Coach Loxley said it best about this guy. Just, he is a constricted fist to try to tackle, right? There just is not much surface area when he puts his pads down, and we know how much power he generates. And this has been workmanlike, man. This has been